All right, are you ready? Page 377 in the book. All right, watch out. Okay, so on page 377 in the book, I have a checklist. And so what I'll do today is I'm just going to kind of go through and just kind of show you what I want by going down the checklist. And then there'll be some stuff that you already know. I'm just going to go through that really fast because I've already done it. And then there's going to be some stuff that you don't know, and I'm going to clarify that. Okay, it's a nice little checklist. 40, actually not 42. Anything in green, you're not responsible for. It's for another class. Okay, so you can ignore the green junk. But everything in black, you are absolutely responsible for. Okay, so I'm just gonna again go right on down the list here. If you're watching the video later on, you're not going to see this because it's on the other screen, but you can pretend. Okay, so I'm again page 377. Okay, so we kind of left off where we had turned on the underlay, right? And then we had used the underlay to see the lights, right? So we could attach the swings, what they call them, to the lights, right? From the switches to the lights. Fair enough? Okay. And then eventually we turned off the underlay because we created that trick plan, right? That trick ceiling plan, and we had put that on top of the regular plan. So we actually have two things on top of each other. We had now the underlay is on here, but let me just activate the view. And, we would turn off the underlay here. I'm going to end up turning it back on again in a minute here. And then basically dragging that trick plan on top of, come on. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. So you just kind of look for that line. Let's be a little wiggy here. There's one. Nope. So you just got, there it is right there. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. And then, and then you're kind of good to go. We dragged this tag off the sheet. Don't leave it on. Just drag it off the side. Anywhere off the title block is fine. It's not going to print or anything like that. Okay. Questions on that part? Okay. I'm going to go back to the electrical plan, and I'm going to turn the underlay back on again because I might not be done. You might not be done with your lights. In fact, I'm going to guess some of you are definitely not done with your lights. So just turn that underlay back on and just know that you're going to turn it back off at the end. Okay, and it's all set, ready to go because it's kind of where you left off. Now, feel free to make that higher if you're not seeing some of the lights that are above level 2, because that could absolutely happen. And we'll use plan regions on anything else, right? If we can't see like a porch light or something, we'll just use a plan region there. Okay. All right, down the list. Lighting requirements met for each room, right? So, I want lights in each room. Should there be a light in the great room? Yeah. Should there be a light in the informal dining room, maybe over the table? Yes. Should there be a light in the kitchen? In fact, there should probably be several lights in the kitchen, right? Maybe one over the island, or a couple over the island, or 3 over the island. And then there should be some in this kind of space where you're going to be countertopping in that area there. So yeah, I'm going to say several in there. So I should see those. Should there be one over the entry? Yep. Should there be one outside here, like a sconce? Be careful on the sconces. You may have to use a plan region for those because they're a little higher up. So you may or may not see those. If you put them above level 2, you're not going to see them. Does that make sense? Because they're a little high up. Okay. So if you have trouble with that, just ask. I wanted garage lights, so I'm going to say yes on the garage lights. I'm not sure if I put those in or not, but and then the granny flat. Don't overkill the bedrooms. All you need in the bedrooms for me is a ceiling fan or a ceiling light. That's all you need. You don't have to go nutso and put like 45 lights in the bedroom. I don't need lights anywhere but walk-in closets for the closet. So walk-ins, get them, but regular closets, Do not. Okay. Let's see. Obviously, I'm not done yet. You can see I've got lights in there without swings and switches and stuff like that. So you'll do better than that. So should there be a light in here? Yes. Just one. Just do one of those recessed lights, the can lights in there, and that'd be fine. Okay. Yeah. Don't be putting like a ceiling fan in there or anything. Yeah, the bathroom's probably the more involved one. There's what, 3 or 4 in there, depending on how you have it set up. That's gonna be up to you on how you did yours. Okay, next, GFIs in the kitchen. We talked about that, right? GFIs in the kitchen. There should be several of them. Okay, I'm gonna say 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how you know how big your kitchen is. 20 amp GFIs in the bathroom. That part I maybe haven't talked about yet. So there are certain rooms that require more amperage. Picture this. Picture a garden hose, right? If you turn on the water just a little bit, you have a garden hose that's, let's say, watch my hand, is like a 1/2 inch, and you turn on the garden hose a little bit, just a little water comes out, right? Think of that water coming out as amperage, okay? So if I turn on the water more, then more water comes out and I get more flow, get more amperage, right? Now, if I want a bigger pipe, that's gonna be my voltage. So if I need a bigger pipe, let's say for a bigger entity, then we'll call that a 220, bigger pipe, maybe an inch instead of a 1/2 inch, right? That would be for areas like a range that needs more juice, okay? So, and then, different elements. Sometimes we have things in the garage that need more as well. We'll talk about that when we get to the 220s. Make sense? So areas in our house that need more, call it juice, in the bathrooms. So this GFI needs to be a 20 amp GFI, because you have things like blow dryers and things like that that take more current. And if you plug in a blow dryer to just a regular outlet, like maybe in a bedroom, you're gonna pop it, because it just pulls too much juice. So we have to tell it that. So here's what I would do if I were you. You're just gonna create a little annotate text, just do a little 330-second text. You might even go smaller than that. So click out here. I'm just gonna type 20 amp, just like that, just 20A. And then you're going to put that where it belongs. Now, see how kind of big that is? You can do that if you want, or if you want, you can make a different text style. Make it a little smaller. 330 seconds is 330 seconds. I'm gonna make this next one 230 seconds. 230 seconds is a 1/16 of an inch. Make Arial's fine on the text, and then I'm just gonna go in there and change that size from 330 seconds to 230 seconds, which turns out to be a 1/16 of an inch. Right? Hit OK. I think you're gonna be happier with that. So if I come in and I'll just escape. I'll just change that now to my new 1/16 Arial. So that's a little smaller. And then, kind of put that, like right there. And then you can just copy that where it belongs. I'm going to go ahead and just make a copy of that, because I'm going to try to use this a couple of times. All right, so when we get the 20 amp ones, we'll just kind of plop them where they belong. Okay, so 20 amp GFIs in the bathrooms. Okay, in the bedrooms, we're going to have an Afci circuit. Copy, I hate typing. I'm going to use that. I think I like that 16th text. I'm going to, let's see, bedroom, Control V. And I'm just going to Control V. Control V. One more. Whoops. Control V. So I'm pasting. Okay, what in the world is that? Y'all know what an AFCI is, right? Anybody? Nobody, huh? Okay, so let me give you a scenario. You've got a plug in your hand and you put it into the wall and it has a little spark. Or you pull a plug out of the wall, it has a little spark. Has that ever happened to you? Y'all say, yeah. Now y'all have a cell phone that's worth about $1 million in your pocket, right? Do you really want that when you plug that thing in? Do you really want that spark happening when it's plugged into your beautiful iPhone? Not so much, because that spark is bad news. It's an arc fault. And it's not good for your electronics. So, you know, people have figured that out, and they're not really all that happy with having their electronics exposed to that arc fault. So they've created a gizmo, if you will. It's inside the actual outlet. It's like a filter, for lack of a better word, and it prevents that arc fault from happening. It's called an arc fault circuit interrupter. It's not a GFI. It's not going to save your life if you plug in. You're still, you know, it's not the same, but it keeps that arc fault from jumping, you know, back and forth. You don't get that spark anymore. Does that make sense? So during the last code cycle, it was all in all bedrooms. You have to have an arc fault circuit interrupter in all bedrooms. So you had to put that kind of an outlet in the bedrooms. I want to say now on the new code, I think it's in all the living spaces now, because where do you plug your phone in? And all your electronics and your iPads and all that stuff, pretty much anywhere, right? So, I mean, you don't plug it in the kitchen, but I think, well, maybe you do, but pretty much anywhere else, right? So for this project, we're going to go ahead and say it's in the bedrooms. So we're telling them you need to put arc fault circuit interrupter outlets in the bedrooms. Make sense? They're a little more expensive, but it's not like a gigantic deal. It's not like GFIs. You know, GFIs are like 15 or 20 bucks a piece, where regular just outlets are like $2, something like that. They're pretty cheap. But, you know, if they blow up your $1,000 iPhone, that doesn't really make them cheap, right? So hence the arc fault circuit interrupter. Okay. So all this stuff, now you know what an AFCI is. In theory, we could do a, you know, an AFCI outlet in here. You don't need to do that. You can just put the node in, and that covers you. Okay. All right. Let's see. At least one wall switch in the bedroom. You've done that. Smoke detector. So you all have a bedroom. Say yes. In your bedroom, I think unless you have a really, really old house, you have a smoke detector in your bedroom. Say yes. Pretty much. Yep. I'm looking at all the nods. Yep. Here's another one for you. You also have one in the hallway leading to your bedroom. Oh, you say, oh, all these nods. Yeah. Now the rest of the house, yeah, you know, there's probably one. It might be too close to your kitchen. Someone nod. So every time you burn the toast, the thing goes off. If it's not, that's good. But it doesn't, you don't want it too far away from the kitchen, because that's the most likely place for a fire. So you've got a decision to make as to how far you want to be away from the kitchen, yet still not have it go off every time you burn the toast. Make sense? So that's going to be on you to figure that out. But you need a smoke detector in every bedroom and every hallway leading to the bedroom. So it might go something like this. Agree, this is the hallway leading to the bedrooms. So somewhere in this hall one, I need a smoke detector. Doesn't matter where, as long as it's in there. And then to each bedroom, no bathrooms, just the bedrooms. And I'm going to have one in the granny flat, probably just in the granny flat. That's probably going to do it, you know, because right here, because it's such a small place. Okay, having it in the kitchenette would make no sense because it's too close to the kitchen stuff. So that said, ceiling plan. Let me show you what I got. Let's see, architecture, component, place, load family. This will not be rocket science, I promise. Let's see, we're going to go to fire protection. What a great place to put a smoke detector. And I've got a couple of smoke detectors. I'm going to have you do this one first, and I've got another one here I'm going to have you use later. Smoke detector SHS. The smoke detectors everybody made were kind of sucky, and I didn't like them, and so we just made our own. So agreed, there should be one here. There should be one. It doesn't matter where you put it. To be honest, the electricians are going to put it where the hell they want, because it doesn't matter where you put it. And then, you know, one in the hallway somewhere. Okay, just obviously not on top of the light. And then we've got this issue with this space in here, which is going to be problematic because why is this problematic in here? No ceiling. Wah, wah, wah. Yes. You can if you want. I mean, you can put 45 in here if you want, but the code says you only need to put one. Yep. Okay. So Okay, so you understand there's no ceiling. There's no way we can put a ceiling-based object on the wall. So I've created a smoke detector for you. In fact, I just did it because we need it because we don't have a ceiling in here. So here's the way you're going to do it. I'm going to just go to the electric plan. I don't know, where should we put it now? We don't want to put it, it's a wall-based object or a face-based object. So nowhere here, right? So really nowhere in this area here. I think this would be too far away over here, agree? To the kitchen. I'm thinking, I don't know, could it be here? Could it be over here? Could it be here? I'm going to say somewhere in the ballpark of that, right? Somewhere close, but not too far away. So I'm going to let you, because everyone's got a different project for the most part, unless you're using my model. I don't know if I want it too close to the fireplace. That might be, even with gas, that might be kind of silly, right? So I'm thinking maybe I want to put it over here somewhere. So I'm going to put it on this wall right here. So that's my decision. It's my executive decision. So I'm just going to look at that wall and go to the view. So this is the wall. So here's what I have for you. Place, mode family, same spot. What I created is I created a smoke detector face-based. Now, with face-based objects, you can't see annotation from the top view. So you're going to put that smoke detector in, somewhere a little high up, because remember, smoke rises, right? So, putting it down here doesn't do anyone any good. By the time the smoke detector figures it out, y'all are toast. So you want to put it up kind of high. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt to change the batteries and all that stuff, but smoke detectors don't do you much good when they're on the low side. So, you need to kind of probably put it up a little on the high side, just as what it is. So I might put it somewhere in the ballpark of here. Now, is it going to show in the ceiling plan? No, not unless we do a plan region, right? Which we might have to do. We'll pick this off in a different view later on. We're going to do interior elevations and we'll get it from there. But we'll have to just know that you're going to do a plan region in there because it's above level 2. So if I go to the ceiling plan, do you see it? Say no. So just to remind you how to do this, view, plan region. Just need that one little area there. It's obviously right around here somewhere. And we're just going to look up a little higher, So let's see, cut plane. Level 2. I don't know what I go 4 feet or something like that, 5 feet, 6 feet. I have no idea. And we'll look up to the tower. Do the same thing here. Look up to the tower. Let's see how that looks. Apply. Okay, let's see what happens. Not quite. Let's go back and look at that section view and let's just see where I'm at. Oh, I went too high probably. Just gonna make a little reference plane. You're gonna have to do this probably on the lights on the outside too. So that's going up, I don't know, from level 2, not very far, huh? I messed that up, 2'7". So if I do 2'7", I should hit it, right? So back to the here, that 2'7" number would be a better number there. 2'7", that should cut right through it. Apply, and there it is. This is the 3D text I have on there, so I could have done a better job on that text. All right, so you got an element there that can be tagged and all that stuff. That's all they need to see is that where is it at, okay? Easy view, okay? All right, let's keep moving. I'm gonna go a little faster now. Let's see, smoke detectors, CO2 sensors. Y'all know what that is. Have you heard of carbon monoxide? Well, it's not good for you. So they have things you can plug in the wall. Anyone have one of those? You plug it in the wall. It's a CO2 sensor. And it's just, it just kind of detects when you have a excess of carbon monoxide. And then if you do, then it goes off. Well, now they're legislating it. Now it's not, you can go to Home Depot and buy one and plug it in. Now you're going to actually have a physical device. It looks just like a smoke detector. Okay. And you place it just like a smoke detector. Same game. Okay. In fact, they have combination kits as well. You can buy it where there's a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide in the same piece. We're not going to do that for this project, but they have them out there. Okay. So same game. We're going to go back to the ceiling plan and you can do this pretty much the same way, same, work process. This is one major one I'll be looking for, these smoke detectors and stuff like that. So load family and CO2 sensor. I have the face-based one that's going to act just like the face-based one, the other one, but use the normal one everywhere there's a ceiling. So I kind of created it like that. So you can just kind of plunk those in the bedrooms. Yep, in the hallway leading to the bedroom, in the granny flat, and then we'll have the same game here using the face-based one. In fact, you put it on the same area, you should be able to see it, right? So if I go component place, load family, and I do CO2 sensor face-based. Gotta work on that text. Okay, so I gotta fart around with that family a little bit. It's a long story with text. You can't, like the GFI text that we have. Well, you can't show that on elements that go on elevations. You can't. I know it's just a limitation of the software. I know it's really goofy. So there's no way you can show text unless you do what's called 3D text, which I'll show you another day. All right, so it's there. It's a gizmo. And if I go back to my level 1, you can see that it's right there. Okay. All right. Let's see down the list. Thermostat. You need a thermostat, right? How many do we need in the house? How many air conditioners will there be in our house? Yeah, probably just one, right? It's not a very big house, right? It's not like we have 5,000 square feet. We have an upstairs air conditioner and downstairs air conditioner. Some of you might have that and it's great, but not in this thing, okay? So thermostat, I don't know, where's it gonna go? Pretty much, I don't know, almost anywhere you want to put it. I mean, there's really no super great place. I'm gonna say maybe near the garage because that's probably maybe where the air conditioner is gonna go. I don't know. So it's not gonna matter that much. So let's go back to the electrical plan. So I don't know, maybe over here somewhere. It's completely up to you. So component, place, load family. Let's go get our thermostat. That's going to be under electrical and thermostat. I don't know if this is going to go in. Yeah, there it is. That's pretty good, right? So, easy peasy, right? I'm not sure where it goes height wise. You might have to go look at that and check it out and make sure. I have no idea if it's going too high or too low. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's pretty good, right? That's about right. About the height. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. So everybody, should the granny flat get their own thermostat? 100% correct. Yep, absolutely. So because it's a completely different building, right? So they're gonna have, it might just be a one in the wall or something like that, but we're gonna give granny a normal one. So yep. So let's go back to the electrical plan and slide over to granny and put in the thermostat. Like I said, it could go anywhere. That's probably good. Okay, let's see. Sorry, hallway, lights and switches, we've done that. Hidden lines, arced, not straight. Those are really annoying to look at when they're straight. North arrow. Every plan view should have a north arrow. Our north is straight up in this particular project. So here's how you do it. It's actually an annotation symbol. We're going to load it. So I've got a couple of north arrows for you. Let's see. Let's go back one here to there. Annotations. North arrow, north arrow, north arrow, north arrow, north arrow, north arrow. The one in the box is really boring. So, you can pick which one you want. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's say I choose that one. There it is. By the way, the one in the box looks like this. Boring. All right. So, I wouldn't get one that's too gigantic for my sheet, but anything you have there is going to be good. Where do you need to put it? It doesn't matter. But here's the thing. You want to put it on all your plan views. So check this out. That is a plan view, right? Electrical plan, right? If I right click, sorry if I moved that way. If I copy to clipboard, little trick here, and I go to my level 1, paste, align to same place. If the arrow had been tilted because north was a little bit, degree one way or the other, this trick works really nice. If you have multiple stories, paste, line the same place. You know what I mean? Ceiling plan. Ceiling plan is a line to same place. And so you just keep putting that sucker in the same spot. So when people are flipping through your drawings, they see that north arrow in the same spot every time, which is really nice because sometimes they're a pain in the butt to look for. Okay. All right. If there were other plan views and they were, within this area, then, we could pick them off. Don't worry about these expanded plans. All right. Probably, but they wouldn't go in the same spot on those. Okay, let's see. Ceiling light fixtures as solid circles. That's going to happen if you do the trick plan. Room tags, no area. Okay, so let's talk about that. Electrical plan. In this plan, I don't need like the number of the room, because why would we need that? This is not a school or a hospital or a hotel. And I also don't really want the area. So here's how you do it. You pick on the tag. See, that says room tag with area. Guess which one I'm going to choose if I don't want the area and the name of the number of the room. Room tag. Now, this room tag by default has the number there because numbers are really common. So you can just go in there and just turn that sucker off. Boom. Now you'll notice you have to do that with each one, right? So if you want to, you can pick the tag. Once you've done that, right click, select all instances, visible in the view, not in the project, because, whoops, did miss that. If you do the project, you'll get the ones in the floor plan that we would want to keep this way. So select all instances, visible in the view, and change them to room tag. So I'll give you a little bit more space now. Okay, let's see. Switches not behind doors, garage, GFCI 1, we've done that. Duplex, we've done that. GFCI waterproof, done that. The display levels, we've done that. Okay, laundry outlet. Laundry outlet. 20 amp. Oh, we talked about that. 20 amp, right? Where's it at? Laundry. These little guys have a rotate button on them, by the way. See that little rotate thing there? So if you want to flip them like that. Bathroom GFI. Let's see what else. Range. 20 amp GFI. Have I put the range outlet in here yet? I guess not, huh? Let's see, range outlet. So let's see, I want to outlet. I want to go architecture, component, place, family. Let's get that range outlet. Let's see, range outlet. You see it? There it is right there. So this is a 220. See how there's three little sticks there? That's a 220 outlet. And the R stands for range. So wherever your range is, and then you can go ahead and take that 220 or set that 20 amp and put it right there. That's why we want to kind of make those things kind of light so we can see stuff like this. If that was dark, it would be really rough. Okay, and so it goes. You just keep going on. The dishwasher has a 20 amp regular outlet, so 20 amp GFI. So where's your dishwasher? So that's gonna be a 20 amp GFI. So you figure out how to put that in. Remember that we had the wall in there, so you put it on that wall. Garbage disposal, GFI. So where's our garbage disposal? It's gonna be over here somewhere, right? So that one's gonna be a GFI as well. So you're gonna have to do some kind of a note on that. Put GFI right there. Let's see, service panel, we did that. Casework, we made lighter. Floor plan patterns, we turned off, and the overlay method. Okay, I think that's it. That's all, really. So it's just a check. If you're having trouble finding stuff, just raise your hand. I try to make most of the stuff easy to find, although in the real world, it can be kind of hard because things are all over the place. Yeah, that's it. Due today. Yes. You're going to print a PDF for me at the end of the period. Better hurry up. You wasted like a half an hour. I think you got a lot of this done. I think most of this is pretty easy. Most of it can be smoke detectors and things like that. They're pretty easy.